Okay, hello everybody, and welcome. How are ya? Today is Friday, December 30th, 2016. We are almost done with 2016, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, right? Finally, a lot of stuff went down this year. Some good, some bad. A lot of people seem to think that 2016 is like the worst year ever. I don't know. For me, it was a mixed bag. You know, it was a combination of some fun times, some good times, some a lot of positivity and stuff going on this year for the first time in regards to myself and my online presence. First time in a long time, I would say this year a lot less negativity in a lot of ways, which was good. At the same time, pair that with all kinds of stuff, my mishap and the business being down because of YouTube screwing everyone over and all kinds of stuff like there. Tons of people died this year, which is pretty crazy. And obviously, there's been ups and downs. Every year has ups and downs, in my opinion, okay? But we're about to start 2017 shortly, okay? And what that means is that we've got a lot of stuff going on, and I have a lot of information for you about what you can expect in the next several weeks heading into the new year, okay? I finally kind of formulated, I think, in my head the kind of stuff that I'm going to be doing. And I think that, I hopefully think that you're going to like what I have in store, okay? Let me explain. Well, first of all, FYI, what's been going on with me? Well, I've wrapped up all the stuff pretty much that's been lingering from 2016 that I knew that I was going to have kind of left over, all right, at this point. Including my review of Final Fantasy 15, which went live a couple days ago, and not even 2 days old, and the review has over 10,000 views, so I'm pretty pleased with that. That, I put up a review, a couple days ago, and the review is doing pretty good. I'm happy about that, and people seem to agree with the review and like the review. They're saying even though it's 30 minutes long, it's pretty much one of the best ones on the internet because of the in-depthness that I went into. Pretty cool. What else have I been up to? Well, besides patron stuff, because I've been doing patron multiplayer for the past several days, as the part of the patron reward goal from the November fundraising efforts. Last night I unboxed my very first WWE Slam crate. So this crate had all kinds of WWE merchandise and collectibles and stuff in it. If you haven't seen that yet, that went live last night over on the King of Hate vlog, so definitely check that out. I actually enjoyed the very first Slam Crate unboxing to the point where I'm going to keep it as one of the ongoing loot crates that I unbox. For now, okay? Alright, so that's what I've been up to, okay? In regards to what's coming up, great question, because there's been a lot of debate about what I should be playing and what's going to be coming up and what you can expect here on Twitch and everything. Especially because, I don't know if you guys and gals know this, I just announced this on Twitter. Today is my 1 month anniversary of my return to Twitch TV. I'm not kidding. It was exactly 1 month ago. It was November 30th. It was the day after Final Fantasy 15 released that I returned to Twitch. And I would definitely say that my return to Twitch TV has been a successful one, okay? Basically, even though, quite honestly, the attendance of the amount of people watching me live on stream here on Twitch hasn't necessarily been a dramatic increase from those who watched me on YouTube. It's pretty much been about the same in a lot of ways. At least Twitch has allowed me to kind of become profitable with the live streaming. When I streamed on YouTube, and this is no exaggeration, pretty much on a typical day, even if I had a lot of people, I would make like 10 to 20 bucks tops. Okay? Tops. That's talking like, a big day. That's not a typical day. And, that's nothing. It's really basically a lot of effort to get a stream going and everything. It really was just fan service for the viewers. It wasn't really anything that was making me any kind of benefit, okay? So, now that I've been on Twitch, I can definitely tell you guys and gals that it's much different. Pretty much every day with a few exceptions. There have been a few really, really, really dead days. But pretty much every day, I'm at least, getting a little bit of earnings from it. Some days, I made a ridiculous ton of earnings from it. It really depends, I think, on what's going on stream and stuff like that. If people are really excited and engaged in a stream, then they're going to be using the bit cheers and they're going to be subbing, And, I've been on Twitch now for a month, and I believe I have over 130 subs already. That's pretty damned good for only a month. And what you got to realize is that this last month, there really wasn't a lot going on. Most of the games that I played weren't games that were necessarily big AAA releases that people were looking forward to. In fact, it was quite the opposite. Games like The Last Guardian and Dead Rising 4 were kind of meh. So, to get that many subs and to get that much excitement and that many bits and cheers and stuff is pretty awesome. And what I'm hoping is that 2017, I'm back full force here on Twitch. I'll be doing different kinds of things on Twitch. I'm going to be trying out different kinds of chill streaming in addition to the gameplay streams and stuff. So hopefully we'll get a lot of interest and maybe, reinvigorate my streaming efforts and make it continue to be profitable. That'd be pretty awesome. All right. So, all that being said, what can you expect for me to be doing for the next several days into the next few weeks? Okay. Well, today it is the return to the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. This is a playthrough that I started on Monday. The reason I'm doing this is because I realize for the next few weeks I have downtime, okay? And excuse me, I wanted to take this opportunity to play Ocarina of Time before we got caught up in new releases in late January, February, March, etc. Now that I have this extended period of downtime, it's the perfect time to play this, especially since Breath of the Wild got delayed. We don't know when it's coming out, okay? We also don't know where it's going to be taking place in the timeline of Zelda. But Ocarina of Time is the best. Well, excuse me. I didn't want to say the best. It's the origin story of this plotline of Zelda splitting into 3 different timelines. You got, right, the kid Link, adult Link, failed Link. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's too complicated. But this is the game that's the origin of all of that. So being able to play this game now and experience it now while I have the downtime to do it is perfect. I've actually been trying to figure out when I could play this for the past several years, actually. And it really hasn't been an opportunity because there's been other Zelda games and stuff coming out. And then, last year we had, earlier this year. Now, it will be last year in 2 days. But we had Twilight Princess Remastered that everyone wanted to see me do, so there you have it. Whew. All right. So that's today. About 3 to 3.5 hours of Zelda advancement today here live on the stream. Tomorrow, more patron multiplayer. Will be another split session where half the session will be Overwatch and half will be Battlefield. Okay, so tomorrow's stream, more multiplayer. As a thank you to the patrons. Tomorrow night, Saturday night, I'll be working on the top 20 most disappointing games of 2016 countdown. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there were so many disappointments this year. I'm making a top 20 countdown. I haven't done that in a long time. So, this is going to be pretty interesting to see how this turns out. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but 20 disappointing games. Now, here's the thing. It is going to be a little different this year. It's not going to be 20 videos. I want to, just say that up front. What I'll probably try to do is I'll probably try to do a 4 to 5 video series. So each video will cover multiple games. And so each video will be a decent length rather than, the top 20 most disappointing games. And here's a 2-minute video explaining why this game is disappointing. Come back for the next one. Not going to be like that, okay? The other difference is that this is going to be on KO Gaming. So you're going to want to subscribe to KO Gaming in the meantime, okay? It's KO Gaming 1 on YouTube, youtube.com/KO Gaming 1. You're going to want to sub quickly if you're not subbed there already so you don't miss out, because these videos may be releasing as early as tomorrow night, okay? We'll see. But that's how all the year-end videos are going to be this year. They're going to be kind of more, not abridged, but more combined. It's not going to be every single game in a countdown as a video, all right? I'm going to make them longer videos, okay? Okay. What else? Well, that's going to be Saturday. Sunday, I am going to return to Pokemon Moon. I've actually at least been told from people who've beaten the game that probably 2 to 3 more sessions of Pokemon Moon and it's done with. So that's good. So Sunday will be Pokemon Moon. Okay. Monday's probably going to be more Zelda. All right. And then Tuesday will be my final patron multiplayer event session. So basically, that's kind of the rough gaming schedule for the next several days. And I will be working on my year-end series at the same time. Okay? Sound good? And then, what I'm really kind of, thinking about doing, even though I am still taking feedback and I'm taking, all kinds of suggestions from people about what I should play next for the month of January, since it's going to be a dead month. Once I complete Pokemon Moon, which I'm assuming is probably going to be this week, okay, I'm probably going to be starting up another playthrough. Yes, I am strongly considering a legitimate run through Dark Souls 1, but we'll see what happens with that, okay? Okay, so there you have it. That's kind of what you can expect. What else? The only other thing I have to really talk about at this point is it is the end of the year, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not aware, that means there's only one day left. Tomorrow is the last day of 2016. Okay, the last day. And that being said, there's very little time left if you want to pledge to my Patreon. Okay, as you know, all month I've been talking about how the Patreon goal for this month is a marathon chill stream where for 7+ hours I'll be playing kind of games that don't require a lot of hyper focus on the game, and it won't be playthroughs that I'm recording for YouTube, but instead this will be an event where you'll be able to just kind of hang out with me, come here and talk to me for the day, and we'll have different topics of conversation. Oh my god, excuse me. Oh my god, excuse me again. Let me try that again because I just burped and it completely distracted me. A 7+ hour marathon stream where I'm just hanging out and talking with you about different topics and stuff. It won't necessarily be about the gameplay. Some games that I've suggested, like Stardew Valley. That's a game that seems like it's more of a time waster than anything else. You know what I mean? Now, I've actually heard there are a lot of games that are really good games for this kind of event. And I've heard that there's actually games that have built-in Twitch integration and stuff, too. But, that being said, I don't know what these games are, okay? So, if you pledge $5 or more, in the next 24 hours, actually, it's 36 hours. You have 36 hours left in 2016 to pledge to my Patreon at patreon.com/DarksidePhil, okay? If you do pledge in that time frame, $5 or more, you will be able to suggest and vote on what games are going to take place during that marathon, okay? And that's cool because, there's going to be a lot of opportunity. Your 7+ hour marathon, maybe 2-3 games or more that I'll be swapping between as I have this more relaxed, interactive stream with everybody. And it could be pretty cool if there's like party-style games and then more relaxed game where maybe we have more serious kind of conversations about stuff, and then we switch it up again. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's going to be potential for a really awesome event, and I'm looking forward to it, okay? But, you got to push $5 or more if you want to be able to nominate the games and vote on the games for that marathon. Or if you don't really care about that, if you just want to get in on the December perks, like getting your questions answered on my upcoming episode of Ask the King, which will be in late January, by the way. Getting a private Q&A video made, getting, text and verbal thank yous in my videos, that kind of stuff. You're going to want to pledge in the next 36 hours. Now, the reason I'm really bringing this up is because I have noticed in the past few days that people are realizing now, oh, crap, it's the end of the month. And a lot of people went and lowered their pledges, and my pledge has dropped. I'm not even kidding you. In the past couple of weeks, it's dropped by over $200. So, I went from really great pledges in October to good pledge amount in November, and now it's dropped basically kind of back down to what it was before all of this. And it's concerning because I need your support in order to keep doing this as a job. And I understand it's the end of the year, and a lot of people just kind of overexerted themselves for Christmas and spent a ton of money. I get that. But understand that I am still in the position where I need your support, all right? So please continue to watch the streams. You know, the subs, the cheers here on Twitch are great. Patreon, though, is kind of the better or best way to go above and beyond and, you know, support my efforts and allow me to keep doing this as a full-time job, okay? So 36 hours left to pledge. Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. All right, folks? That's pretty much it for the pre-stream. Sounds good? All right. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your being here. I have no idea how many people we're going to get on stream. On Monday, we had over 400. Today, we're starting with like 200. Pfft. So that just tells you with these Nintendo games how much interest they hold up. None. They don't hold any interest. I know. It sucks because I like Nintendo games, but every single time I play a Nintendo game, this happens. Seriously. I don't know. I don't get it, but whatever. All right, folks, that is it. I want to say thank you, and let us begin with Ocarina of Time on stream. Here we go.